What's up everyone, my name is Ben and today I'll be giving you guys my review of the HTC One M8, 3 months after its release. I got to use this phone for quite some time and I think I'm ready to bring you guys my full in-depth review, so let's jump straight in. So first off, I'll cover the beautiful design and aesthetics of this phone. As you all know, the predecessor of the HTC One M8 was the M7, which is really well known by its design. And the HTC One M8 doesn't lack in good looks either, except that this one is a bit thinner, coming in at only 9.4mm. So let's just take a quick look around the device. On the top you have your power button, along with your IR blaster. On the bottom you have your USB port for charging and transferring data to your device, along with the 3.5mm headphone jack. On the left you have your SIM card slot. On the right you have your volume rockers, which are really easy to press, along with your micro SD card slot, as this phone does support micro SD cards up to 128GB of storage, which is really nice, since the M7 didn't have the expansion slot. On the back of this phone you have your ultra pixel camera and your second camera for the dual picture feature, which allows you to select where you want the focus to be after you have already taken the image. Along with the dual flash and the HTC logo, on the front is where the magic happens. You're greeted with that 5-inch display with a resolution of 1920 by 1080, and I have to say that the display on this thing looked pretty insane. The colors really did look incredible. The whites were white and the blacks were black, and that's all that matters in my opinion. You also have your front 5MP camera, which is capable of HDR and shooting video at 1080p at 30 frames per second, but the best thing on the front are speakers. These are the same boom sound speakers found on the M7, and I still can't tell you guys how good they are. Not only they are stereo, but the sound sounds absolutely incredible, so if you're a big media guy, you can't go wrong with this phone. If we take a quick look at the geekier side of things, this bad boy is running the well-known Snapdragon 801 processor, which comes in at 2.3 and 2.5 GHz. It also has the Adreno 330 GPU, 2GB of RAM, dual 4MP camera, which is ultra pixel, and a 5-inch 1080p display. The display on this thing has a PPI of 440 on, and in my opinion this is by far one of the best looking displays on the market right now. And keep in mind that I have also tested the G3. The colors are absolutely incredible on this thing, especially the blacks. Colors aren't oversaturated and look perfect. Unlike Samsung, HTC doesn't put a ton of bloatware on their devices, but they still like to include some special features which I really liked. For example, you can double tap to wake up the screen, swipe up to unlock the device, swipe right to open a blink feed, and there's a lot more. Since we were talking about the skin, I really did like it. It performed really fast, plus I fell in love with the design of it, so it's definitely a plus. I was impressed by the speeds of LTE and Wi-Fi on this phone, but I have to say that they were nothing compared to the speeds of the Samsung Galaxy S5. In my opinion, that phone has either a really good chip or Samsung somehow modified the software, but nonetheless the speeds were quite solid on the HTC One M8. I was also really impressed by the battery life on this thing, since it lasted me more than 2 days with normal to heavy usage, with the screen brightness somewhere at 50% with auto brightness enabled. I was talking about the back camera earlier, so let me mention it again. The M8 has a 4MP ultra pixel dual camera, which means that it has 2 cameras, which then help to adjust the focus in post-production. The feature works really well in well-lit situations, but it doesn't look all that realistic. The camera performed really well in all situations, but the lack of pixels make the images look a bit weird. That can be fixed with applying a filter. So overall, the camera on this thing is probably the only flaw on this device. So at the end of the day, if you're a big media guy who watches a ton of YouTube, Netflix, listens to a lot of music and so on, this device is go out and get it now. I didn't really mind all that much about the poor camera, to be honest, as the pictures were really nice after applying a filter. If you take a lot of pictures on your phone, I would suggest looking at the G3, but for me this phone is a go out and get it now. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, then make sure to drop me a like. Also, I want to say a huge thank you to Telekom Slovenia for providing the handset for review. Leave a comment down below with your thoughts about the video and the phone if you have one, and finally be sure to subscribe for more high quality